everybody, and welcome back to my RV kitchen. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Would love to have you. I do cooking every Monday. I do 4 meals. I know I always say they're wonderful, but if it's not good, I'm not going to make you sit through watching me make it and then tell you, hey, don't do that. So, yeah, I always say they're good because I only show you the good ones. This week I have a chicken wrapped in bacon that's done in the crock pot. So very good, and if you only make one, that's the one to make. The next one, I used up the ham from my last Sunday dinner. I did that canned ham, which I'm not a fan of, but I still had lots left over and I wanted to use it up. The ham casserole came out really good, and if you have leftover ham, it's definitely a must try. The third one is a ravioli, which I did in the oven, so it's an oven baked ravioli. I had so much ravioli left over, however, next week you'll be getting another ravioli, which is actually going to be done in the crock pot. The last but not least is my other sausage and rice. I did a sausage and rice last week, but I had 2 sausages. So I told you I'd have another one for you. This one is really good. It's a lot like the one Big Daddy does on the Blackstone, just different ingredients other than the sausage and rice. So definitely give that one a try. I hope you enjoy them, so without further ado, here we go. For chicken and bacon, the first thing we're going to do is put the chicken thighs in the bottom of the crock pot. This meal was absolutely fantastic, and I certainly suggest trying it. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of garlic. You know, I used the garlic. And then we're going to mix all this around, turn it over, and salt and pepper the other side. You want to get a little of the garlic, the salt, and the pepper on each thigh. Next, we're going to wrap 2 pieces of bacon around each of the thighs.
Sunset, you said yes, I said always, and we run and dance. I'm water, you're a wave, I'm a player.
Now we're going to take 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, and we're going to sprinkle this on top of the chicken. Now we can do this on low for 8 or 9 hours. I did high for 6. Okay, and this is optional, but after it's done, you can put the chicken on a baking sheet and put it under the broiler for about 1 minute. It says to watch it like a hawk because the bacon can brown. Well, I didn't watch mine very well, as you'll see, but it was definitely very, very good. I paired it with some corn and some rice. And that corn came from the field outside. Here are your ingredients. Definitely give it a try. You won't regret. On my last menu Monday, I had cooked a ham for Sunday dinner, and I had this recipe ready to go because I knew I'd have a lot left over. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut up the onion and the ham that I'm going to use. I added 2 tablespoons of butter to the pan, and I'm going to add the diced onions and cook these for about 5 minutes until they're soft. Now we're adding another tablespoon of butter to the pot. We're going to add the chicken broth, olive oil, and rice and bring everything to a boil. Once that's boiling, we're going to reduce the heat to a simmer, cover tightly, and cook for 7 minutes. Then we add the broccoli, replace the cover, and cook for 8 more minutes, and it says don't stir. After the 8 minutes, you just turn the heat off and let it set for 10. And then you're going to add the ham, the soup, sour cream, milk, and 1 cup of the cheddar cheese, and stir that until it is well combined. Alright, I've sprayed my casserole dish and I have my oven preheating, and we'll go ahead and get this into the pan. Now you cook this for 15 minutes, and then you can do the Ritz cracker crumb topping where you mix that up with melted butter and then put it on top, and that makes a lovely topping. Unfortunately, I didn't have the Ritz crackers, but I certainly suggest doing that, and I'll have that in the directions on our website, rvlifeintheusa.com. We're now going to put the other 1 cup of cheese on top. This was absolutely delicious and a great way to use up your extra ham that you have if you do a Sunday ham or any other holiday. Here are your ingredients. I hope you give it a try. Alright, this ravioli was originally vegetarian, but Big Daddy would be screaming, "Where's the beef?" So I added some ground beef, and I cooked that first before I started building the casserole. I added the pasta sauce to the hamburger. Got that all mixed in. And my casserole dish had already been sprayed, so I started with the hamburger and the sauce, and then just did layers. Secondly was the frozen ravioli, and then the cheese, and I just kept going until it was built up to the top. There weren't any measurements for this ravioli, so I just guessed, and I guess totally wrong with my frozen ravioli. I bought so much that I had enough left to do another ravioli. So you'll see on my next, I think it'll be my next Menu Monday, I found a crock pot version, which is so simple. So look forward to that.
Late sunset, you said yes, I said always, and we run and dance. I'm a water, you're a wave, I'm a player, you're my prize, I'm a ghost, you're a house, you're my body, I'm your glide, and no one is right. Oh, this world is so blind, feel no doubts in your eyes, you said always, and we run and dance.
And I stopped when I had the cheese on the top. I popped that in the Emerald Gussie oven, 400, for 30 minutes. It was absolutely fantastic, and I just paired it with some garlic bread. I hope you try it. So if you saw my Menu Monday last week, I told you I had 2 sausages, so I'd have another sausage and rice recipe. Here it is. The first thing I'm going to do for this one is chop up my pepper and my onion. Like I said, both these sausage and rice recipes are very good. They're just based on different ingredients. So whichever you prefer, and of course you can change them up to anything you like as well. This is very similar to the one Big Daddy makes on the Blackstone. Alright, I have the rice cooked on the back of the stove, and I'm just going to fry up the onions and peppers now and get them soft. We're adding the olive oil, move everything around, and then we're going to cut the sausage and add that with some seasonings of choice. You can use whatever you like. I use the adobo all-purpose seasoning. It seems to go with everything. Now we're adding our diced tomatoes. I'll let that warm through a little bit, and now I'm going to add the rice. Give everything a good stir, make sure it's well combined and all warmed through, and then it was time to serve. This was really simple, really good. Like I said, Big Daddy cooks this on the Blackstone, so you can do it outside as well. It's absolutely delicious in flavor, simple ingredients, and it takes no time. I hope you give it a try. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's meals. I have some more new ones coming up. I've got lots filmed and some new kitchen items. So I hope you'll join me next Monday for another Menu Monday. If you've made it to the end of this one, please leave me a knife and fork emoji, and then I'll know you have. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for your support and all your wonderful comments that you leave for me. It keeps me going. Have a great week. Bye-bye.